Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tusk Gaming. In this episode, we're playing Dungeons & Dragons Online, and we're going over a basic starter build for an Artificer. For those of you that have never built an Artificer or have played Dungeons & Dragons Online, you're looking for a great class to play, well, this is where you want to start. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the video. Welcome to Tusk Gaming. Please like, subscribe, and get notified. Alright guys, so the first things first, we got to go ahead and get the Artificer class chosen here. We'll be adding in our own points. Now, you're going to want to pick the appropriate race. Now, a typical go-to is going to be Warforged. If you click the more info button, of course, for the people that haven't played Dungeons & Dragons Online and not used to making characters, you can kind of get a lot of information right here. They start with a higher constitution, lower wisdom, and lower charisma. Wisdom and charisma really isn't going to be your thing. Your main focus points for an Artificer are actually going to be, one is intelligence, and then dexterity, and then you're going to also want constitution. Depending on your playstyle, if you prominently decide to play with a repeating heavy or light crossbow, that is going to be the skill set. You're going to lay heavily on dexterity, intelligence. So when you're picking a race, like I said before, the Warforged is always a good choice. However, I do love playing the Gnome. They are a very cute little creature, and they do have a good intelligence as they start with. As well as the DROW elf. Now with the DROW elf, yes, constitution is important to us. However, charisma isn't so much, unless if you plan on using a lot of wands and things of that nature, where you need a good used magic device skill. Then charisma will be a benefit to have. So you could always trade out a little bit of charisma and add it to the constitution if need be. Now, what we're going to start with is we'll just do a little gnome here. Now, I do make champion builds, characters, which start at 32 points. Traditional builds are right around 28 points. So if you do not have that available to you, then you're going to be missing about 4 points to your abilities. So we're going to go ahead and, of course, always do what you can to max out your intelligence, and then do what you can for your constitution and your dexterity. So your dexterity, I'll make it about 16. Constitution, we're going to roll up to probably, probably about 14. I'm not going to worry about strength, wisdom, or charisma. If I need to open any levers with strength of 18 or greater, I will use my pet. Now, if you haven't seen anybody doing that in any of the videos online, I'm gonna post a video up there to kind of show you the process of how you can get through like a good portion of Delara's Tomb with just you and your pet, or you, a hireling, and a pet. You can kind of make things happen in that sense where you don't need groups. Alright, we're going to go ahead and click next, and then of course we're going to go in here and concentration. Now, because we have such a great intelligence, we start with a huge amount of ability points to assign, and we're going to go ahead and just max out a few of these things. Open locks, gonna do repair. Of course, we need a good search. Spellcraft, we don't really have to worry too much about that at this time. Spot, you want a good spot, and then use magic device. Of course, we want to bring that up. And then bluff, we're gonna want to get this bluff up just a little bit. there is a Dungeons and Delaire's tomb that requires you to have at least a 5 to fight the vampire. And then we'll do a balance right there. We'll get that in there. So these are going to be our main focus points. Artificers can heal themselves with a repair skill if you become a part automaton. So that is going to be my recommendation. Now, when you're dealing with the heavy repeating crossbow, you're going to want to make sure that maybe we can get some skills that is going to benefit us really well, like this one here, point blank shot. That is going to be advantageous to get, in my opinion. Now, what you can do is you can get it later, but I'll get that right away because most of the dungeons that you're going to deal with, that bonus that has right there's going to be huge when you're dealing with lower level dungeons, and say you're starting at level 1, and you're not going to start at level level 3 or level 7. That's going to be something very important to have. Also, you're going to want to make sure that you do conjured bolts. You're going to want to make sure you do that. Of course, like repair, shield of faith, get some these resistances in. We'll do that one there. That should be good on the spells. I will choose neutral for my alignment. Gives me flexibility with different weapons. And plus I'm neutral aligned, so I can use evil items or I can use good items. Huge amount of flexibility. Alright, so we're going to take this character basically to level 7. So you kind of see where I put some of my points at. Alright guys, so that pretty much does it for getting some of your basic skills. Now, depending your play style, how you play, the actual spells you want, it's all up to you. Feel free to, you know, experiment as you go. You know, main focus is to have fun in this game. We're going to go ahead and go through some of the enhancement points here. And kind of show you typically the way that I go. Alright, so these skills here is going to give you a pretty solid start with your Artificer at level 7. Yeah, if you've never played one, give this build a go, see how well it works for you, and then tweak it to your liking. Alright guys, so we're gonna arm up and get at it and have some fun. Go ahead and check out my other Artificer videos up at the top, and we will talk at you later. Alright, this is Tusk Reaper, signing off. Thank you for watching Tusk Reaper Game. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.